little better. I mean, I can change the color of the background here a little. Make it a tad darker. I think I could do that. Is that better? No, that doesn't look good, no. It's gotta be that. That's it. That's the one. We're sticking with that no matter what. All right, we're kind of generating LRLR here, right? If we have a data wake and it gets swept on the 1 minute, but it doesn't get touched on the 5, how the data wake only appears on the 1. The data wake is only ever going to be on the 1 minute time frame. So, yeah. Thoughts on the 1 minute long? I mean, it's low probability, right? Like we don't get a good setup here unless we manipulate this low. So I would just focus on that. How did you guys do this morning as far as, I know Project X was down, but we've been advocating for weeks for you guys to get off that platform. So no trade day. Okay. Well, hopefully we can make it a trade day in PM. I think there will be an opportunity. Let's establish the draw right now. So we run low a day. We get a bullish reaction from it. We're still respecting the 4-hour bullish BPR here. So I'd like to be bullish. And then we have this 30-minute unfilled gap above as a potential draw for right now. If you wanted to take this 1 minute. Like I said, though, it's probably a pattern trade because look at the 5 minute. I think it'll be better if we manipulate this low and then get a long. That's good. That's good, Giuliani. Yeah, I did well today. I caught the 2 minute long and I caught the short to the equal lows on ES. So I caught this because I missed the 30-second because it wasn't inversed. I should have just taken it off momentum, but it is what it is. This was the play of the day, obviously. And then I took the 2 minute. And then after that, there wasn't really anything up here. I don't know if there was anything down here. Not really. There was this short. This short was interesting. And then this long was bad because we had the ES equal lows. All the longs here were not good. This short was bad, too deep in discount. This short was bad on the 3 minute. We hadn't closed below the 1 minute. And discount, you want to wait for all time frames to close. The short that I took as my first attempt to get to the equal lows was this. Well, actually, that's not true. I took a stupid this high. And then I got break even. And then I tried this short here. And I was up almost 100 points and I got break even. And then I took this 1 minute short here. And I got break even after being up 50 points. And then finally, I took this short here. Wait, no. I took this short here. I got break even. And then I took this short here. Whatever it was. And I finally caught the move. It was something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 short attempts to those equal lows. And honestly, was it probably bad that I did that? Wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5 short attempts to the equal lows. Was it bad that I did that? Probably. Is that something you should do yourself? Probably not. What up?
Dude, blows finally hit.
I know, and I it took me 5 attempts. I shorted 5 times on funded.
Really?
Yeah. It was worth it though. I don't know. I mean, I had so much conviction in those lows hitting.
Me too. Dude, I got scammed, bro. The two people never gave me 100.
I'm so shocked.
Dude, the one time I lost a bet, I gave the person 100.
Yeah. When I lost against you, I bought you dinner.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. That was good. That was a good stream. All right, I'll see you later.
All right, catch you later, man. But yeah, that was it. As far as right now with the longs, I mean, obviously, I guess the 1 minute was the entry there, but what equal lows? They were perfect equal lows on ES here, like the textbook equal lows that I always talk about, right? These ones. I mean, they couldn't have been more perfect. And I know that it's ES, but I mean, think of all the orders here. They aren't as significant. That's why it took me 5 attempts. But to me, this is an exception. Session liquidity equal lows, perfect equal lows. I mean, I don't know what more you want. I am gonna enter an options long here. I like this momentum up. I think we could potentially go all the way to lunch high here. So we'll see. Obviously, no futures play really, but maybe we get an options play out of this. I'm in 610 calls with a 0.59 strike. Did I make my green candle lighter? Yeah, it's a little different. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I think maybe that's right. Does that look right? I don't know. That looks about right. Yesterday my layout got messed up. I don't know what happened, but something got saved over it and it messed up everything. So I tried to reset it back to what it was, but I forgot. But yeah, I'm in this. I'm gonna go for like an 100% move here. I'm gonna try and sell everything at lunch highs. So there's previous day low. And retapped it. It shouldn't really matter. We need to break through this gap to the left here. Wow, this is so bullish. I'm printing. My contracts are almost up 50% already. Yeah, it was a tan, but this is it. This has always been the color. F1EE something. It's this. This has always been the color. I don't know why it looks so different now, but that woman in long should have taken it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like it. It's low probability. This candle is what sold me though. I figured we'd go to up here next. I mean, I'm probably gonna get break even on this, but I don't know. We'll see. Shorts from up here? I wouldn't short. I don't like the draw on liquidity now. You're targeting a protected low. I want to see the highs get re-hit, like lunch highs. This is also a seek and destroy day. If you guys haven't noticed, price has taken out sell side, then taken out buy side, then taken out sell side, then taken out buy side. I think we want to take out buy side now. Equal lows though? Do we have equal lows? I don't think we have equal lows. We already took them on ES. Lunch high has not been taken. No, we have lunch high up here. So I'm long on options trying to make that happen. Yeah, if we can get like a confirmation setup from here, that could be decent. We're coming back to this 5 minute last gap in the leg. This is a good scale spot. If you don't want to hold to the high, this would be a good spot to sell some of the options. Am I wrong to think if we have a big overnight move like we did, that most likely New York session is seek and destroy? No, I mean That's fine. That's fine to think that, right? We should just accumulate on the higher time frame if we have a big move overnight. That makes sense. New York session should accumulate. PM session should manipulate and then potentially distribute. So I think that could be happening right now. We've manipulated down and ran out the accumulation from this morning, and now we're distributing to the upside. All right, my options contracts are almost up 70% now. Did any of you guys tail? I know that was like really quick, but I called it. I knew we weren't going to get like a textbook IFPG setup there. It was just too much momentum. I mean, wow, dude, these are printing. Okay, so we're running into that 5 minute now. We're running into that 1 minute last gap in the leg here. Need to see this BPR break. This is just straight green candles all the way up. We just pumped 50 points. We have the macro in 9 minutes. Dude, most obvious long setup ever. So easy to read. The market's been perfect today. Other than like the multiple attempts at the equal lows, it's been basically perfect. Did I take the 1 minute? No, I chased a long. I chased a long off the momentum. Like when we got like the 5 minute close there, basically. When this candle closed. How about entries though? Oh, entries. I mean, the 2 minute and 30 second were good. Okay, so at this high here, these contracts will be up 100%. If you want to scale there, you can. I'm holding out to lunch high for my first scale, but I'm tempted. I don't know. I feel like with this much momentum, we just might keep going. And there's really no reason for us to turn around yet. I mean, we need to take out buy side. I think us taking this high could be like the high though that is significant for the protected low. So, and we are leaving a lot of inefficiencies behind that we might want to pull back for. So, this is definitely a good scale spot. You could definitely scale there. The low is a bad target because the SFT. The low is a bad target because of the protected low. We have a protected low there. It's just targeting a low that took out another low. I mean, the LRLR is nice. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is algorithmic, but I mean, does it make sense for us to come back to now? Probably not unless what? What would need to happen in order for us to come back to this LRLR? Yeah, this December has been amazing. Uh, it's protected because we took out a low that's inside of a fair value gap and didn't break structure. Lunch has been better than PM. Yeah, that's why I was sitting in chat trying to call things out for you guys. But then I was like, okay, well, I guess we're not getting our reversal yet. We need to wait for 130. Did anybody chase longs here? There's the TP, by the way. The first scale. Yeah, we're trying to go for a piece of the pie, not the whole thing, so just remember that. I mean, yeah, it sucks if you missed out on a lot of opportunity, but I mean, as long as you're green and you're making progress and you're following your rules, that's what matters most. I mean, now you know. I am up a lot of money now. Wow. Can we get a pullback, please? Yeah. I mean, I hate that we're not getting a pullback for you guys, but for me, I'm very happy. This is exactly what you want to see with options. I mean, it couldn't have been more perfect. Eating in front of starving people. I know. I know. I feel bad. Oh my gosh, dude. It's just going straight up. It's just green candles. This play is already up almost 100 points. Dude, I haven't even scaled yet. I'm up 150% right now. Okay, so now ES is taking out that important high. Getting a bit of a bearish reaction from it. Hmm. I'm waiting. I know it's coming. I know the stop run's coming. Where is it? Is this it? If we violate this 1 minute, this will probably be the stop run. I mean, I'd like to get lunch highs before we get the stop run back down. But at that point, it would just be like the liquidity sweep and then the reversal. Nice. So we hold the 1 minute. We got the macro here in 2 minutes. What are your thoughts on when NQ is going 24/7? I think nothing will change. Maybe a little change, but probably not significant. Maybe gradually over time it'll change, but it won't be instant like everyone's freaking out about. I think Lucid is the best firm. While I'm using it, I think they're worth it. Yeah, you can only take out half on Lucid Flex, correct? But you can get 80-20 profit split on MFFU. Lucid is kind of like they're advocating for you to build a buffer. Yeah, it's just an extended Asia session, exactly. Why is it better than Funded Next? Well, Funded Next is sketchy because they don't pay out. Apparently, people have had issues with payouts. And then with other firms, I think their pricing is good and their payout rules are really good at Lucid. Dude, I could not have asked for better price action entering options. This is about as good as it gets. Now, the last thing I needed to do was just run the high. We got the macro now. Dude, I still haven't scaled on these options.
Yo,
Almost it. Yo, what up?
I'm about to post my Japan post.
Uh-huh.
Should I do the kung fu fighting song over it?
Dude, no. You should do I don't know. I have a banger actual Japanese song if you want it. It's in Japanese though. I don't know what it's called. Let me find it. I'm just waiting on this play to hit. Come on, dude.
All right, what song is it?
It's by this guy named Masayoshi Takanaka.
How do you spell it? Takanaka.
Yeah, it's the first song. It's Masayoshi.
Oh, Tango Suerte.
No. It's the first one. 28 million on Spotify. It's like in all Japanese
Here, I
letters.
need an Instagram reel.
Oh, I don't know what it's called. It's in Japanese. It's got like a guitar.
I need an English song. What's a hard English song, guys? Someone help me here.
Okay.
Yes. You told me turning Japanese by the vapor.
No, it just missed my TP. Fuck. I should have just reliable TP'd that. I was within $5.
Lil Wayne, Takashi's Castle theme song.
Tim.
Where am I going? Or Tokyo Drift. Yeah. Is it come out or what? Yeah. Next. All right.
No! Why? Why so close? Oh my goodness. Dude, that was so close to hitting my TP. I was going to TP at 1.7 on these contracts, and it got to like 1.65 and then just reverses. Goodness. That's so tough. Okay, tap into a 5-minute gap now. Yeah, at this point, the confirmation setup is just way too high, right? I mean, yeah, there is one there, but why would you long this high up? Oh my gosh, dude, I'm not going to get this TP. It's going to come all the way back on me. Again. This will be the 6th time that's happened today. Well, now it's probably gonna have to slow grind up, and I'm gonna get burned on IV, and I'm gonna make less profit now. That sucks. We would need a pullback to probably 50 here if we're gonna get like a good high quality confirmation setup long. Let's see where 50 is. Yeah, like 260. I mean, we've had the volatility, so it's possible, but I would prefer if that did not happen. Dude, it got to 168. I was trying to go for 1.7. That is crazy. How did I miss TP by $2? What are they at now? They're at 1.1 now. I don't know how they lost $60 in value on this little pullback. That's just crazy. They're not even going to be close to worth what they were at the high now, I think, because that's how options are as far as time decay goes. Yeah, exactly. I'm still just gonna let him, zero or hero, right? Either ITP or they're worthless. Whatever happens, happens. Do I always buy in the money? I bought out of the money on these ones. I think I bought $1 out. So if we take a look at the 4 hour here, you guys can see how that was respected and we've just pumped out of it, right? That was kind of my idea for the longs in general today. Was just this 4 hour. Obviously after we take out the main draw, which is the equal lows. One more minute till 2 o'clock here. I guess we can keep an eye on. Yeah, I guess it would just be the 30 second. 30 second needs to break. All right, we got 15 seconds till 2 here. Probably going to put in a 15-minute gap. I think that might be what we're waiting for before heading higher. I don't think we're going to leave those relative equal highs behind. There's the 15. We tap that 50%. That's nice. Yeah. I mean, what? We have like a 30-second here? Kinda. This 30-second is decent because it's coming from the 15-minute, but I probably wouldn't take it. It's just too high up. The draw isn't that good anymore. This feels like a chase play. If anything, it's an FU long. Like you could take it on fun. I mean, on eval, I guess. Wow, dude, this is crazy, man. I'm actually gonna get break even on these. Oh, dude, I'm sick. I've already gone through this so many times today. This has been a stressful trading day for me. We're kind of generating LRLR to the upside here on ES. Looks decent. Wow, I'm actually going to get break even on these after being up 200% almost. Bro, like, how do I come that close? Yeah, this is what I was kind of talking about.
Did you get break even there, Reliable?
Not yet.
Yep.
I'm honestly not even going to go break even. I don't care about this money. I mean, it is what it is.
It's at the eval. Don't worry about it.
It's not. It's an options account.
Oof. Oh, it's options. Okay. Hey, so people ask me what my rule is, so I'm just going to tell you guys real quick. If you're looking at an options chain right now, right, and it can be any one. I don't do same day expire anymore. I do next week expire, right? You want IV below 20%. And then the open interest in the volume, that number right there, if you're looking at that sheet, when you see that number like that, 1300 and 1300, right? And they're close like that, those are the ones you want to look for. See, it's a little bit cheaper. When it starts going up 25%, you start scaling out. If you buy two of them, scale out of one, hold the other. If it goes in the money, exit. Peace out. That's all you need to know. All right, you can do that on pretty much any option. Like something with a lot of volume has to have a lot of volume. You don't want little weak volume ones. Yeah, let me know tomorrow, and I'll try to remind me tomorrow. I'll do it.
All right, thanks, Steve.
See you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Wait, how do I leave still? Okay, I found it.
Okay, so we have a 3-minute long here. This will be 1-to-1 to the high, I guess. We could take this. We did tap 50, I think, yeah. Yep. Yeah, we grabbed 50. Dude, wow. This is crazy. Dude, sometimes I hate options, man. Also, this was just crazy. This was crazy volatility. Yeah, I mean my whole afternoon is going to be ruined if these lose somehow. Because I was up so much money. How much? I put $300 on this, and I was up on 5 contracts to 800. I went from 3 to 8, and now I'm back sitting at 3. Now, no, actually less than 3. Over $2. Over $2 fucking dollars, man. Did I hit 200? I was at 168. And I wanted 1.7 or 170, sorry. I didn't even want like necessarily the amount. I just wanted to sell when we hit liquidity. And I didn't want to sell before then, and we just barely missed it. I guess now we've engineered decent highs though for a long, so that's good for you guys. And I could still take a funded play here. Like, what if we just chop sideways now for the rest of the session? What would I rate the 3-minute? This would be like an A to A minus setup. It's just okay. It depends on the momentum. That's really going to tell us the whole story. But now it doesn't even look like we're going to come back. It looks like we're going to go all the way back to the lows now. I mean, wow. Like, what is the point? We tap into the last 5-minute gap. Dude, price today has actually been horrible. I'm changing my mind completely. This has been the worst day of price action all week. Probably in the last 2 weeks. Because we've missed liquidity so many times here for no reason. Today was not a good day. Doesn't matter though. I'm gonna hit this TP. I'm still gonna make like maybe $400 on this trade. It'll all be good. No, I'm not taking profits at supply/demand zones. I'm gonna take profit at liquidity. I mean, it was greedy, right? Like in hindsight, we were gonna have to pull back at some point to balance the inefficiencies we left behind. I was just hoping that wouldn't happen until after we took the high, because we were so close. So whenever we have that proximity, I just assume that we're gonna hit the high first, especially with that much momentum as well. But it's okay. This 5-minute now would be the play. And I wouldn't be so salty about it if this hadn't happened to me already 5 times today. 3/5 funded worthy. It's okay. It's like a singular funded kind of setup. It's not A plus. We need really good momentum, and we're just not getting it anymore. And now, like, price action could just be horrible. Lows are protected. Yeah, the lows aren't protected anymore because we took out the swing high inside the fair value gap. So we could go back for the lows at this point. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. I think it makes more sense to just hold this 15-minute gap and just go back for the relative equal highs we left behind, because that's where liquidity is. But I mean, I guess anything's possible with NQ, man. And that's a horrible, horrible candle. just got back in. Have I missed out? I mean, I call that an options play that hit for a scale sum break even, but like I don't know, man. I guess I should have TP'd there. I don't know what this candle did, but on this one candle, the contracts went from $1.70 to like $1.20. I don't even like that was just crazy how much like value they lost. Yeah, so the low is no longer protected when we take the swing high that creates the the swing high of the swing that creates the protected low. So here's the swing high, here's the swing low. Okay, this one doesn't really matter because it's not really important, right? But this is an obvious swing high instead of a Favelli gap. This is an obvious swing low, right? So when we retake this high here, that is when this low is no longer protected and we can go for it. Okay, that's essentially it. And we're not forming any fair value gaps. And this is going to go all the way back to the lows, so I guess I'm going to lose money on this. Wow. I've never seen this. I've actually just never seen this price action. This is genuinely the worst price action ever. No retracements, no confirmation setups, barely miss liquidity, just go up and then go down. Yeah, this is horrible. We took internal, yeah, but it doesn't matter. When we come this close to the high, after inversing everything here, we should hit that high. I understand if we soup internal and get a bearish reaction, but that's not what happened. We broke structure and we came within 5 points of the high there. This is just bad price action for us to come all the way back. All right, so came back all the way to the last gap in the leg, grabbed the last order block there, respected the last 5 minute. Let's see. Any fair value gaps? We have a 2 minute fair value gap, I guess. I mean, at this point, I don't even know if I want to be bullish anymore because of how much this is dumped, and we're just not getting any sort of reaction back up. Maybe this 2 minute though, maybe. Isn't a prop plug above this 2-minute? Or am I wrong? I wouldn't care about any of that, to be honest. I would be more worried about like the 5-minute order block here, but what's really controlling price overall is the 15-minute gap, and as long as we're holding this, that's all that matters. Any good draws? I mean, we have relative equal highs at lunch highs. I think that's the draw for the session. I don't even know if we come back to it now at this point, though. Just railroad tracks on the 15-minute all day today, man. The worst price action ever. Did I trade AM? Yeah, I traded AM. I had a one-on-one this morning. So, Mook, I'm just being emotional about it. I mean, I guess it's fine. I just have no idea why we would come within 5 points of a liquidity target and then miss it and then come all the way back down. That to me is bad price action. And that's happened several times today. So that's why I'm kind of. Would I call it? No, I wouldn't call it if we inverse the 15 to the downside. I would just look for the lows to be swept and then maybe a long back up. I just don't like this now. This before was good. This was fine. I don't know what this is. I don't like this slow grind down. This tells me like the day's over. And like it's hard to bring back volume like this in PM. But yeah, now we just wait. Have I taken anything in PM? Yeah, I called it an options play. It went for 100%. There was an opportunity to scale contracts and then break even on the rest. It was the longs up here. I basically just called out the momentum play when price pumped here at 253. And then right now, I guess we're looking at longs potentially. But there's not really a good obvious gap for us to take here. It's all just kind of mid down here. I mean, I guess this 2-minute CISD isn't horrible. But yeah, I think the play for us guys is still going to be this 5-minute long. Oops. Like this would be the idea. Just seems like the highest probability setup. Was there anything in AM? Yeah, there was a lot of trades in AM. A lot of break evens though. PM is over, I guess. I mean, if we don't get this 5-minute inverse long, there's probably not much else for us today. We'll see the kind of reaction we get to this new 15-minute gap forming in about 5 minutes. That's a nice candle. That's good momentum. This is like an ICT play, I feel like. Oh, wait, never mind. What is happening? What was that candle? Did we just get news? What was that? Okay, I guess. No, the higher 5, yeah. Yeah, guys, I have no idea what's going on right now. We are whipsawing all over the place. I have no idea what that candle was. That was pretty crazy candle. So we tap into that 5-minute gap now. We have to see the reaction here. It has to be a bullish one. We have to like close through this gap on the 5-minute close in 3 minutes. I don't want to see like an IO Fed like this. Like that's a bad reaction. Yeah, we might just be bearish. Let's consider the shorts here for a moment. I don't think there's a valid short. Yeah, not really a valid short. Yeah, IO Fed reaction to the 5-minute. I mean, we might still go back again one more time because we're going to create a 15-minute gap. But we'll see. Paying attention to ES here as well. Yeah, I mean today it's right now. It's just easy for PM. We just see if the 5-minute inverses. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, okay, no trade. That would be the only thing, and it would have to be V-shaped, and it would have to have a lot of momentum. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns? There's the 15-minute tap. We just made it. All right, bearish reaction from the 15-minute. So far. It's not over yet, though. Fight back, NQ. Fight back. Only concern I have is for you at the moment. How am I doing? Well, my contracts are even. And this is decent momentum back up. So I'm feeling okay. I mean, I'm not going to make as much profit as I wanted, but still good profit nonetheless. That was a good candle. Took the 15-second confirmation. How have you been? Are you okay? I'm okay, actually. This price action is actually pretty good, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Least emotional trader, right, guys? Dude, I just always get this way with options. That's why I quit trading them. I just hate them so much. They're fun. They're fun to do every once in a while, and then this happens, and I remember why I stopped trading options. Oof. What do we think about this 1 minute short? I mean, I think it's against the bias. I think the bias is definitely bullish. Order flow is still bullish. So I don't really like it. This 5 minute long is 40 points of risk, so probably a 2 micro trade. We could get the close in 2 minutes here. I mean, technically you have to include the inception gap now, so it's not even positive RR. You could always jump in the options trade, I guess. It's okay. We're actually going to attack this high again, barely miss it, and come all the way back again. So it's probably best that you guys don't even take this trade. My options are about to be back in the money. Wait. Oh, never mind. No, they're not. They almost were. So no 5-minute close there. Got to wait another 5 minutes. I don't like it when we stall like this in a last gap in the leg. This needs to break. Hey, they're back in the money. Let's go. Oh, wow. They're really green now.
Yeah,
Well,
I like
guys,
this long.
looks like we're going to miss the long setup.
Long. Yo, are we getting in or what? Are we getting in?
Yo, what up? Hello?
Yo, I like this long. If we get to 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. It's negative RR, though.
No, it's not.
To inception gap, it is.
Bro, it's like it's almost a 2-hour trade the New York AM high or that PM high from the other day.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if you want to hold for Narnia, sure. Yeah, it's positive R.
Yo, did you see my picture with Jim Cramer?
I did not. I did not. Did you post it on
Dude,
Insta?
look.
Damn, okay.
Dude, he's so funny.
Did he give you an alert?
Dude, he's slow, bro. He's like really old now. You could just tell. He was
Really?
slow, bro.
Damn,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah. I'm 6'2", bro.
Yeah, bro does kind of look short next to you. I think my low hanging fruit here is just the relative equal highs we left at lunch and PM. I wonder what he thinks about those those indexes, you know, the inverse Kramer or whatever. That's gotta suck. If it's like your job and people are like memeing you that hard. You bet he trades them? True. We got the macro here in 10 minutes. Might be waiting on that now. Next 5-minute close in 3 seconds. Not going to get it. Wasn't even close. Come on, 5-minute. Well, actually, wait, not yet. We still have to wait 4 minutes. What's your thoughts on Einstein's son getting less from Dodgy? I think that just goes to show how good of a teacher Dodgy is, because if you think about it, this dude who's been on the New York Stock Exchange for who knows how long is entrusting his son with Dodgy to teach him. So you guys are in a really good place. That's kind of my thought process on that. I know some of you guys feel differently, but shouldn't his son already know? Not necessarily. Let me ask you a question for those of you that are parents in here. Do your kids follow after every single thing that you used to do? Whether it's, sports or if you like art or whatever. Why wouldn't he learn off his dad? Well, his dad's a pretty busy guy. Maybe he's not that involved in his son's life. I mean, that would be the logical thing to do, would be to teach your son, but all right, we got macro here in 8 minutes now. 3 more minutes till the next 5-minute candle close. After this whole options play fiasco, I'm probably not going to take this setup myself, just because, yeah, I mean, psychologically, I'm obviously cooked. You guys can tell that. But if you guys like this setup, I think it's a decent funded play. You just have to hold for a while. You could probably scale one at lunch high, like a micro, and then leave a runner. That's how I would kind of manage that. I mean, I'm still going to be in this play with you guys. I'm still holding my long, right? I never stopped out of that, so. All right, we're moving now. Is it gone without us? Might be gone without us. Wait. We're good. 1 more minute till the 5 closes. Want a good candle close here. $20 seconds now. Can we get the close? there's the close over the 5 minute. Not the best close in the world, but I guess if you're taking this long, you probably don't really care about that anyway. Did we inverse the 15-minute up as well? I just realized that was a 15-minute candle close. Yeah, so we get the 15-minute inverse here. Looks pretty good. That was odd. Make a relative equal high, barely miss it, come back. Kind of a bearish candle there. Why does that look horrible? Wait, why does that actually look horrible on the 1 minute? It's all good. It's all good. Struggling to figure out what's a funded play and eval play. Yeah, okay. So basically, this is the checklist that I use. It's bias, momentum, time, model. Okay. If we have a combination of bias and then two of these other, I guess, concepts, that's a good A plus funded play. Okay. So in this scenario here, the reason why this is a decent funded play is because we have momentum and we have almost time on our hands, right? 2 more minutes, we'll have the macro. And so while it's not necessarily the model because we don't have a liquidity sweep, it aligns with bias. There's a decent break-even target above. It's almost a model. It's very V-shaped. So like this is a decent funded play. Now an eval setup wouldn't have bias or it wouldn't have, two of these concepts. It'd only have like momentum or time or the model, right? Does that make sense? What makes this a funded play? This would be bias, momentum, and time all combined into one. So the momentum obviously is like, look at the 15-minute here. That's good momentum. Time would be the macro coming up in 2 minutes. So it kind of aligns with time. The entry wasn't exactly at the macro, but it's basically there. And then the model, it's not the model, but it's almost the model. So it almost meets every piece of criteria we need. It's really only missing the model. But still very V-shaped. And then the draw here are these relative equal highs. The order flow has remained bullish. So realistically, like, yeah, you might take some drawdown in this setup, but it shouldn't fail before hitting those highs. So we got the macro here in 30 seconds. I don't know. It's a funded play, but I don't like taking plays on my funded with the size of stop. So like to you, this could be a funded play because you're okay with the size stop, but maybe to somebody else it might not be a good funded play because the stop loss is too big. It just kind of depends. That's where discretion comes in. That's where your job as a trader is to identify that and figure out what works for you and what doesn't. How do you choose my conditions for the day? Just the most higher time frame FEG? Yeah, I mean that's essentially the idea, right? It's the gap that's holding price at the time. And if there's two gaps holding price, well then we know that order flow is unknown. It's undefined. So then we just don't take a setup. Good momentum here. Come on. Hit those highs, NQ. Okay, I'm not doing this again. I just scaled there. All right, well, I feel better, I guess. Am I back up? Yeah, I'm up 100% now on them, and they're just still going. Hooray! 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 So yeah, if you guys are in this 5 minute long, obviously, you know, you're in good shape. Break even's about to hit for that. And then obviously if you're in options, I just scaled. I didn't want to have to deal with that again. So good enough for me, I guess. None of those highs are actually getting hit. Yeah, I know. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if we leave these highs behind again? Dude, like, what if we inverse this 1 minute to the downside right now? After barely missing PMI. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the new day. We just can't break the new day. I mean, I think it's gonna happen. Right? Like we didn't leave any inefficiencies behind. There's no reason to come back before taking liquidity. This was it. This was the only inefficiency we left. Now that we balanced the 1 minute, we should hit it. No, we left inefficiencies behind before. That makes sense. There's no reason to come back this time. I would not have gone break even yet, personally. Also, based on the 5 minute entry, that was not a break even. Where is my cursor? Oh, right here. Nah, guys, we're gonna take this high. Hey, you guys want to know something crazy? I averaged in. Or averaged down. I revenge traded. What's it called? It's when you do that thing where you like add board to your position when you're losing or something like that. What's that called? Yeah, I did that. DCA, thank you. Well, there's my DCA. Am I proud of it? No. Did that shit print? Kind of. What I liked, and it did have some ICT behind it. Sure, it might have been a gamble, but what I liked was that we held the 15-minute, we held the 5-minute. Actually, I lied. We didn't hold the 5-minute, but we held the 15-minute, and then we got this 2-minute CISD here. This to me was like the key that started everything. That started our reversal because we didn't get that before then, and we also balanced every inefficiency on the way down here. So I was like, you know what, this probably moves, and I added 5 contracts to my position, and I guess it worked. So, not something that you should probably do. Don't do that on futures, obviously, but I don't know. I've been growing this options account for a bit, and I had a pretty big hunch, a pretty strong hunch on this trade working out ultimately because of the overall conditions for the day, the draw and liquidity above, and the fact that we held that 15. My size on the initial fill was for, I think it was like 280 or something, and then the second fill was for 200. So I had $500 of size in that, and I made almost 800. So not too bad of a trade. Well, guys, I don't know why this is missing the high again and coming back. That is just incredibly unlucky. I guess this short is about to print for 1,000,000 points. So yeah, I reverse position on the 5-minute here and take that. That's a joke, by the way. That's a joke. But yeah, I mean, if you win break even, that's reasonable. That's honestly not terrible because yeah, that should not have missed that high by a tick and came all the way back. But if we hold this 1-minute gap, I think that this is still going to work. If we break this, that would be crazy. NQZ took the high. See, that's the thing that I don't like about contract rollover week because there will be moments like that throughout the day where the one irrelevant contract will take the high, but the actual important contract doesn't. And I don't know what to do there. In my opinion, you wait for the important contract to take the high. Oops. And so, like, I personally wouldn't have gone break even there because that's the contract that matters. But if you went break even because you had a lot of risk on the table, or you were already red on the day, like it's reasonable. Like whatever if you need to be more conservative with your risk management because of something that had happened prior in the day, that's totally fine. But if you have no reason to be conservative on the setup, then there's no reason to go break even there. Yeah, PM high wasn't taken out. That's the break even. I mean, that's the model, right? You're supposed to follow the model. So. You're supposed to, yeah, I guess, man. I guess. It just didn't make sense for us to leave that high behind. And then respect the 5 and the 15. Well, not the 5. I keep saying the 5, the 15. Time for Bandle? Not yet. Who's still holding this? Type 1. Okay. No, Speedy. They knew. So, what did I say? As long as we hold this 1 minute, we should hit the high, right? Still doing that. And now we've created this 1 minute gap that should hold. So with that idea in mind, I mean, I guess going break even now isn't the most unreasonable thing, right? This gap here should hold. Speedy, you work at Dow? Haven't we had this conversation before? Did I tell you that I used to work at Dow? Yeah. I worked at Dow in college. I was an intern. Yeah, I'm good on that. Do you work at like the Texas plant or do you work in Midland? Or do you just work online, I guess? You work at the yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, they have a bigger setup in Texas than they do in Midland. Yeah, Emerald. I did go to college. I finished my degree in 3 years. I got 2 majors or 2 degrees. So I transferred some credits in from high school, and I tested out of some classes. And it wasn't a difficult school though, so it's not that impressive. It's not like we got an engineering degree in 3 years, or something like that, or I did pre-law in 3 years. I don't know. It was a business school, but it was IT. So now I would be break even. This is like the true break even, okay? And what you're gonna do is, if you took this with, I guess, more than one contract, you can scale there. And if you didn't, you have to wait for AM high. And then after that, I would scale at this high. And then that would be all out there. So if I'm still holding those contracts, by the way, I could actually make a lot of money on this. If this goes back to AM high, this would be an insane amount of money. I probably should have held at least a couple runners, but oh well. I still made good profit, so I'm happy. Yeah, no, Speedy, that's awesome. What do you do at Dow? That's good, Speedy. Every dollar risk, you make $1.87. I wonder what my profit factor is. Oh. I think my profit factor is just under 3, and I have a 65% win rate this month. At least that's what the Tradeovate thing is telling me. Profit factor is just your profit from wherever to divided by the losses you've taken, right? Okay. So it says that my... Oh, wait, no, I misspoke. I've taken $930 of losses and I've made 2,200. So that's actually like what, 2.4? Not under 3. Like I think 2.4 was 65. I don't know. What is that? It's 2170 divided by 930. Yeah, 2.33. So okay. I mean, not as good as I thought it was, but still decent. Wow, this is gonna rip. Okay. Did you guys learn anything from today's session? Like, did you guys learn how to DCA? And did you guys learn how to get emotional while trading? Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear that. So liquidity sweeps don't matter? I guess not, Sohan. Learned exactly what not to do? That's awesome. I'm glad you could have learned. I'm down 200 points. I'm going to DCA. Okay, for sure. Still short from low a day. Bet. If you break down the events that occurred today, yes, it doesn't look good. But if you look at it with a little bit more nuance, was the trade that I took for the average in a bad trade? Like, I guess it really wasn't the model, but was I averaging in premium or discount? Where was I adding to my position? Right, in discount of the range. So it is almost like a smart like average in, right? Like if you have conviction in something, like let's say we have data highs or equal highs, right? A very, very good draw, or even something like this. Like this is good enough. This is 2 liquidity pools, right? If we have something like that, and price is giving you a lot of signs that we're not necessarily finished with that target, then I don't necessarily think that it's that bad to look for a confirmation to something if you're still within like a trade, right? Like let's say you haven't hit your break even yet, and price offers you a way to tighten up your risk in a long that you're in, right? Let's say you get like a 5-minute V-shape inverse, something like this, right? Oops, that's not the right tool. So we have our liquidity up here, okay? And we get like a V-shape inverse like this. if price starts to take you in a drawdown, but then we get a confirmation set up like this before the break even and we leave relative equal highs here, why not take an opportunity to jump back in? And while, yes, you're technically averaging down because your entry was like whatever here, and then you're re-entering here, is this necessarily a bad play? I don't think so. I think that this is an okay play, but only when the liquidity is like clear, right? Like how it was today, or you know, in a hypothetical scenario with data highs, or like the other day when we had that like data high and equal highs at the same point, right? It has to be very convincing, and you have to have a lot of conviction in your draw. Any other scenario, it really doesn't make sense. Am I ever going to alert something like that? No, obviously not, because it takes way too much nuance, right? But do I think that you can become more profitable doing that? Absolutely. You just have to be really, really nuanced, and I don't think I would ever do it on like a funded, especially one that's still like within the drawdown phase. If you're like 3 years into trading or whatever, and you have a very good grasp of how price action should operate, then I think that is something that you can do. This would be something for more advanced traders. Okay. I'll send you a DM, TradeBoy, for sure. Now, I'm curious, after hearing that, and this is, you know, in a way, going against some of the things that we've talked about in the past, do you guys agree with that, or do you more so disagree? Would you never do that yourself? I'm curious. Maybe once you're more profitable, okay. And you keep it risked managed still, right? Like that trade was less than 10% of the drawdown on my whole options account. Okay. So I'm not, even with the average down there, I'm not exceeding my risk rules. Okay. I don't know. Well, I guess I will talk about it more as we get in a more advanced group going forward, how we could find smart opportunities to add to our positions, right? We've talked about maybe pyramiding in the past, and I genuinely think that it's something that you can do to improve the profit of your trades. So this isn't necessarily a pyramid because you're not adding into a winning trade, you're adding into a losing trade. But even on like Apex accounts, right, they say that you can add into a position once, right, without it violating their rules. So it's often something frowned upon, but there are opportunities where it makes sense. So here we have a 1 minute CISD to the downside for me. This would be a bad sign, right? That's why we scaled at these highs. Because when we get this is technically an SMR, right? Also, disclaimer, obviously, I've already said this once, but you should never do that on accounts you care about, right? What's most important there is maintaining risk management from a single position, right? Obviously, I don't really care about my options account as much, but on funded accounts that you care about, you should obviously never do that. I wanted to bring something up actually from this morning's one-on-one that I had. So in the past, we've talked about bias equals draw and liquidity plus order flow, right? I'm modifying something. I'm not modifying it, but I'm sharing something with you guys. So we're kind of updating this. The reason why this whole equation exists is so that you can find nuance between draw and liquidity and order flow. At the end of the day here, we're trying to establish a good bias, okay? And what that means, and this is kind of something we've talked about, we've touched on, but it's not really, I haven't like made like a clear definition for it, so this is it. A good bias equals a strong draw plus maybe a weak order flow, okay? So for example, what this looks like is when we've gotten like a good draw on liquidity, you know, data highs, equal highs, whatever, and we get that first setup after a low has been swept, right? We haven't established strong order flow, meaning we've gotten like, you know, good confirmation, whatever. But the draw above is so strong that you have a good bias, right? Regardless. Same thing, vice versa, okay? If you have a weak draw plus strong order flow, meaning prices offered you some additional confirmation, there's something else going on there, right? We've gotten good structure, maybe, you know, there's other models that are presenting, but maybe the IFG model didn't necessarily get that V shape off the bottom or whatever it was. That is still a good trade, right? Because you're aligning yourself with a good bias, right? So let's say a weak draw would be like an external high or an unfilled lower time frame gap, something like that, right? And then for great bias or perfect bias, whatever you want to call it, strong draw obviously plus strong order flow. And this is kind of like self-explanatory. Like you could have gotten to this conclusion on your own, but this is like important to understanding. Like this is like light bulb trades, okay? Like just like classification. So light bulb trades, and then this is like A plus setups, okay? And I would say light bulb trades are even like stronger than A plus setups. They're just so good you can't not take them. It's like the 5-minute from last week, right? With the equal highs and the 5-minute inverse. Okay? So this is how you kind of break down subjectivity and discretion. And then obviously if you have a weak, you know, weak draw, weak order flow, right? These are trades you don't take. These are like your eval setups. Okay? OSFL is like strong draw, weak order flow. Most of the time. Sometimes it's light bulb, but most of the time it's strong draw, weak order flow. If you just stuck to taking these types of setups where you have a great bias with a strong draw and strong order flow, you would be profitable. You would get consistent payouts. It's mixing in these trades though that kind of offsets that, right? Like while yes, these are winning trades and these increase how fast you can get to a payout, if you literally just waited for however many setups like this appeared a month, you would be profitable. Yeah, Lewis. So when I've talked about in the past, like the biggest example of like strong draw, strong order flow is like when I take like a long high in premium with data highs above or equal highs above. That's like still a light bulb setup, right? Like these are the trades you risk heavier on because they have a higher hit rate. Like here, let me give you guys an example. During like after 130, would you say that order flow was strong or weak for bullish? I would say strong, right? This was strong bullish order flow. We were very clearly bullish here, okay? We get the pullback, but as long as we respect this gap, order flow is still very established, very bullish, right? How would you guys say the draw is here? Yeah, it's kind of mid. It's not bad necessarily. It's just kind of mid. That was the perfect word to use for this draw, right? And so overall, you have basically an in between of good and great bias. It's like better than good, but worse than great, worse than perfect, worse than light bulb. So it's still a great trade, right? That's why this 5 minutes a funded trade. Okay. But it's not something maybe that you size heavy on. It's something you size light on. You want me to add to the list? Yeah, so like here, I'll actually this could actually just be a whole video, but okay. So that's kind of the idea here, and then right. That's like the gist of this. This is the idea I was trying to get at. It's how you weight your sizing given these scenarios. Hello, Ape Off. So, were you trying to add, or were you trying to enter a position at the 1 minute here? That's funny. Yeah, we missed it by a tick. It looks like. Oh, you're just tape reading? Okay. When I say size heavy, yeah, all in or basically like the maximum of your risk parameter. So if the maximum for you is 10%, you risk 10%. Okay. If the maximum for you is 25%, you risk 25%, whatever it is, right? If you only trade one group of accounts, maybe you trade two on a light bulb setup, right? But yeah, I mean, somebody asked earlier in the session, like, how do I know what a funded trade or what an eval trade is? So we've talked about that, and then this should help you get to the next step, which is finding discretion on when to size heavy versus when to size like normal. Okay. When I started this trade, I sized light because we didn't really have a good draw at the time, and we had a good established order flow at that point. We were clearly bullish, respecting, bullish PDRs, disrespecting bearish ones. So we had strong order flow and a weak draw. So I sized light. I only risked 300 when my sizing for my options account's 500. And then once we established a good draw with strong bullish order flow, that's when I added to my position and I increased my risk to my normal sizing, right? What up, Dodgy?
Are you guys long?
I alerted it, yeah.
Bro, 3:13 p.m. Peter basically told me that 1 billion buy position just came in. At exactly 3:13, he texted me that.
Interesting.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, that was me adding to my position.
And it was a textbook ass inversion.
Interesting.
On the 3 minute.
Huh.
It's just unreal. All right, see it.
See it. Well, I'm pretty sure the money is like anyone can see it, right? It's just gonna pop up in order books. Was this a signal? The 5 minute was a signal. Yeah, I said this was a funded setup. I just said I wasn't taking it because I was already in on options. But... Oh, the million buys? Yeah, that was Peter telling him there was a lot of orders coming in. How do you see these order books? You have to pay for it. I think it's like what's it called? Bookmap, right? Like Bookmaps 1. Or yeah, I guess there's the free option on YouTube. I don't think you need it. I think it was pretty clear that we were bullish already. I didn't need Peter Tuchman to tell me, okay, yeah, guys, we're bullish now. I mean, we were bullish all the way back here, but hey. I did, yeah, Apoff. Did I forget to respond to you? I might have. My apologies. Oh, you just mean like in general? Okay, I see. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, I did see that. That's cool. I like that. It would be cool if I don't know if you have ever used like accounting software before, but with accounting software, what you do is you can invite a like authorized account, and then they can go in and like look at everything. That would be cool if you could apply that to that. Do I think it's missing a checklist? I don't think so. Instead of having to like export it, I don't know. That's probably a lot more difficult, like coding wise. But I mean, for ease of use, that would be cool. Yeah, it wouldn't work locally. Which I mean, it just increases the complexity. So like, if you're looking to do something like that, like that could be like the next thing. But I don't know. I thought it was really cool. This is what Apoff is talking. Aw. Well, I guess it doesn't work anymore. Dual hierarchy are still the same. Yeah, draw hierarchy is still the same. You got banned, but you have the code saved, right? So it doesn't matter. It's a good copy trading tool for Tradeovate platform. Yeah, it's the group trading. It's like in Tradeovate. It's only for Tradeovate accounts though. I don't think it would work for Rhythmic. Virus detected. The hell, Apoff? No wonder you got banned, bro. You're gonna rat my PC. I see how it is, guys. He's trying to steal my Apex accounts. When you mention Einstein, you mean yeah, I mean Peter Tuchman. That's probably why you got banned. It's because there's something wrong with the code. Yeah, Apop, that could be it. I'll take a look at it after stream. I'll spin up a virtual machine and just open it on there. That way it won't stop the file from opening. Okay, okay, we'll do it. You don't got to do all that. Trust me. I'll just open it in a virtual machine. And then we can show it tomorrow on stream. Because I'll probably accidentally leak it, and then it'll be cooked. Because honestly, you could sell that to Dodgy and probably make a decent amount of money. Dude, this is going to hit. Yes. Correct. Relative equal highs kind of fall in that category too. Dude, we're going to hit this, man. Fahrenheit is in this. Let's go. He chased. 15-second and long again. It's funny. I would be all out besides a runner at AM high, by the way. By the way, these options contracts I'm scared to look at. Okay, so I sold them at 140 a piece. They are now at 240 a piece. Oh man. 2.4 times 9 is $2,200. Well, I could have made a lot of money on that. I mean, I still made 1,300, but whatever. I don't think I would have ever expected us to come to AMI. Our QQQ options taxed at 60/40? What are you talking about, Fahrenheit? Taxes? What? Yeah, I think it's just capital gains. Spy isn't, QQQ isn't. It is, like you're saying, though, XSP and all those ones. Like the big guys, the big boys. I mean, for me, it doesn't matter because I'm just an employee trading for my company. So for me, I think I don't know what it gets taxed as, but it's something else. My accountant told me. Dude, these are worth 2 point. They just peaked at 2.6. I should have held. Yeah, whatever it is. Fahrenheit, not yet, but that is changing. I know, Trend Friend, I know. I'm doing the same thing right now. I exited at 1.4. These are at 259. I'm just curious to see how high they'll go when we take the high here. And I'm guessing they're just running at like even delta. Wow, there it is. 275. Wow. Okay, 2.75 times 9. That's 2.5K. I missed out on 1.2K there. That's okay. That's assuming I hold. I probably wouldn't have held everything. I did think about it though. It did feel like the real move there. So there's the high taken. Type 1 if you caught some piece of that long, I guess. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, and then obviously, you know, final TP here is just this high. And then I would be all out. I don't think I would expect the highs up here. I guess maybe it could go for that. Wow. Dude, this is actually just crazy. $2.8. Wow. I guess that's why you leave runners. Three. They're at 3 now. What was my initial cost? 53 cents. And they're at 3 now. And I sold them at 1.4. Profit is profit. Profit is profit. Yeah. They're at 3.26 on the final TP here. Wait, not yet. Sorry. A little bit more. Hey, that's honestly, that's a net win, Yuki. Like, yeah, you lose a funded, but coming back with 4 more in the chamber is pretty good. $340. Wow. Okay, last high about to get hit. I guess Dodgy was right. There it is. 3.4. I sold 200 early. That's over 3 grand. Damn. Okay. Well, there is the TP. Let me get everything lined up. Tesla new all-time highs? I didn't know they were still relevant. Wow. Is this what this pump was? Tesla? Damn. There it is. Gold still doing gold things. And look, we sniped the sell. I know, Trend Friend. I kind of felt that way too. I just got overly emotional today. That definitely hindered my profits. 100%. Gonna get journaled. Gonna come back to it. Probably just should stop trading options. But I don't know. I keep getting suckered back into it. I just love it too much. I hate it. I love it. It's my biggest love-hate relationship over the last 6 years. Would I look for a short if it comes? I would be done for the day. No sense risking, you know, profits on a short here. Can you explain how options work? So yeah, it's essentially the right to purchase 100 shares of an ETF or stock by a certain expiration date, okay? And so the pricing for it is calculated on 6 different like things called the Greeks, and these denote like time decay and how much the price of the option moves depending on how much the stock moves and a bunch of different things, okay? And essentially it's almost the same as futures, except options involves time. So the faster something delivers to a target, the more expensive the contract becomes. The slower something takes to get to a target, the less expensive, like IV, shifts. And then the longer dated a contract is, the more premium you have to pay for it, okay? So contracts that are very close to expiration have a smaller premium than contracts that are way expiring in like 2 years from now. Those have a very big premium, right? That's the difference. On options contracts, you're paying for not only price, but also the premium or time, okay? That's options. So that was like kind of like a inch deep, mile wide explanation for options. There's so much more to dig into. There's so many different strategies with them. A lot of people often use them for hedging their positions. And then some people like me use it to essentially gamble, which I don't know. It can be fun or it can suck. You saw both versions of that today. Clicking on 4 hour, you have bullish OB. Yeah. So the 4 hour is going to close with a bullish OB. I mean, I was bullish, waiting for that reaction from the 4 hour BPR there. However, we haven't closed the 4 hour candle yet, so we haven't put in the OB quite yet. Yeah, exactly. Some people use it to hedge. Exactly, Tommy. Yeah, so the reason why the 5 minute was good was because order flow had been established bullish. The momentum here was pretty good. We were coming into the macro time, and we had these relative equal highs above to go break even and then ultimately target these highs. We were in a very volatile day, and we left a protected low here. So there's no reason for price to come back to this low. And then when price holds this 15-minute fair value gap, this tells you, okay, order flow is still bullish, okay? And so as long as we hold this, there's no reason to expect price to re-hit this low, okay? That was the initial idea was for the long, was because this low was protected. Ultimately, when we take this high, it's no longer protected, but it's still a bad draw to target down here. It's better to target relative equal highs versus a low that swept out another low. So the draw in liquidity was higher here, and order flow was bullish here. So using discretion, subjectively, this was a good setup, okay? And then you just had to target higher to get better risk to reward on it. Dude, I had a hunch that we were gonna run up here, but man, dude, this drawdown here killed me. It just killed me. If we don't get this much drawdown, I probably hold the runners longer there, but I don't know. Hindsight is hindsight, I guess. So what would make me bearish here? We tapped a 4-hour gap also. That was our TP. I know Fahrenheit, and I'm still susceptible. I still am. It's I don't often let it affect the logic of my position. Like I'll still follow all the rules while I'm in a trade, but it definitely affects my outcomes a little bit as far as like when I exit and whatnot. Because I feel like there I should have at least held a runner. I don't know why I didn't. I should have taken off half, which would have covered my initial position, and then taken the other 4 contracts, held 2 to maybe like halfway here and sold, and then held 1 and then held 1. And I think based off that, I would have made. I think they were at like 200 a piece here, and then they were at like 3.4 here, so I would have made an additional like almost $500. Yeah, I would say what would make me bearish is inversing these two 5 minutes here. That would make me bearish to this next 5 minute gap here. And I guess it makes sense with Seek and Destroy in mind. Like, we could definitely see price get bearish here. And this is already a great sign. I didn't even notice this because I was reviewing the trade, but did we hold that to the tick? No, we inversed it. Never mind. Yeah, Harvey. Yeah, sometimes I get that way too. So here is 350. First screen day in a minute on NQ. True. Yeah, depending on where we close. NQ hasn't had a bullish day in, what, 3 days? I'm liking these ranges, man. This is nice. I like that we broke out of this finally. This was annoying to trade in. Because wow, I mean, you can really catch moves like that. I had the long from here. Damn, I should have just held that shit. That was almost 200 points. Here and then here. Exactly, Jason, exactly. I don't know. I'm still happy with the move I caught. I caught this move here to this high. That's almost 100 points. I just missed the other half of the move. All right, Nagi, I'll catch you later, man. Is there anything else for us today? I guess we could do the Wordle real quick. Okay. We could do spine. I kind of like Stein here. That's not a word in the list. Wasn't slime. Could be spice. No, it could be spice. What do we think? Thank you. Shoot. Wasn't shoot. It could be. Maybe it's like a double. I'm not sure, Seb. I don't know what this word is. Is this a word? No. Maybe this? No. Yeah, I have no idea what this word is. It could be like segue. Segue. How was PM today? Fantastic, Dad Master. It we had a roller coaster of a day. We followed Price as it kind of moved up and down, and I don't know. In a way, I let my emotions get the best of me, but I caught a nice little move, and I don't know. I'm probably being a little too hard on myself. I did good. I did fine. Yeah, I called out this 5 minute long, said it was a good funded play, said when I'd go break even, and then said where I'd scale. So that's gonna be it for me today, though, guys. I'm glad we could get our little trade in today, and yeah, I guess I'll catch all of you later. Peace out, everyone.